Hi, I'm FA, and today we're going to...
Oh, but Effie, today's October, so we have to do something special for Halloween. You know, I don't think it's a good idea to make a Halloween special this early, but hey, October is spooky season, so yeah, who cares? Whatever, just take this, okay? This is enough, hopefully. Man, what should I do for this year? Oh, yeah, I know. How about I rip off two Diamond Bolt video? Those from around 2016 to 2017. That's definitely gonna be a good idea. Let's cut it down to a top 5 list, though, because, you know, I want to get this video out as quickly as possible. Huh. You know, I really wonder what's something I'm interested in that no one has done before. Oh, I know. BFDI. Anyways, this is the top 5 scariest things in Battle for Dream Island. Now, everybody knows who Leafy is if you're part of the OSC. She's a nice character, runner-up for Season 1, unhelpful, positive, but she also has a bit of a dark side. Evil Leafy is nothing but the dark side. Her first appearance as a character was in the reveal, and was meant to join the game and reveal Novum. However, she got only 4th place. Her first true appearance, in my opinion, is in bfdi 2, Get Digging, where she terrorizes Book, Ice Cube, and Spongy in the evil forest. Her second appearance, in my opinion, is in bfdi 5A, where she appears in the evil forest again, and due to Freeze Smart running into the tennis Wolfball Rocky sends both them and Free Smart into Evil Leafy. This also ultimately leads into the events of BFDI 5B, where the entirety of Free Smart, first person being both, are forced to run through a maze inside of Evil Leafy. And while they get out the next episode, judging by the fact that there are multiple spike traps and the fact they couldn't get past level 3, it's safe to say they didn't have a very easy time getting out. The main reason an Evil Leafy is at the end of this list, however, is due to the fact that she is not an Algebraian and not anything else. She's an object, and so can easily be killed, and is killed in BFDI 5C, which ultimately makes her less scary. And so, we complete number 5. Now, I think the best way to start off number 4 is to talk about 4. More specifically, need a pocket dimension inside of him. The exit. Also known as Eternal Algebra class with 4. Yeah, it's very clear 4 is more into math and English. The exit was first introduced in BFB episode 10, and where the end of the episode, the eliminated contestants could get a rejoin. However, it was teased back in BFB episode 3, where Balloony mentions it by name. The reason I put it here is because, come on, imagine being trapped in a classroom for all of eternity amongst a bunch of random people that you don't really even like just solving math problems and crap. Yeah. And also, it's very clear that the Exiters are traumatized by it. So very clearly, there's something there. However, I'm not including it here for a for just that reason. As in Teapot, on whatever episode it is, I kind of forgot. This is a video unscripted. At the end of the classroom hall, there were a bunch of lockers with four spray painted on them, which really makes me think, were there people there? Did four spray paint them on? Anyways, moving on. $2,763 is an iconic number found all throughout BFDI, basically listed as the series' arc number on TV tropes. However, what if said number was an algebraian, a species known for being numbers? Well, the result isn't exactly the most friendly or welcoming in character known to man. 2763 was introduced in the Thanks for 2,763,000 subscriber special. They've been teased all throughout the episode. However, we've got bigger endeavors on our hand. Now, let me ask you this. How many times have the characters in BFDI died? Well, the answer is I have no idea, but it sure is a lot. Now you might be asking, where do they go after they die? Well, we ultimately have no idea. But what we do know is that after they get crushed, they, how can I say this? Go to hell. Yeah, I'm serious. They straight up go to hell. It's mostly scary because of how they look in hell. Seriously, Michael, Carrie, Satomi, whoever writes BFDIA, what were you thinking when you made the characters look like this? Anyway, other than that, the concept of these beloved characters going to hell itself is just kind of unsettling thing to think about. But I want to get this video out as quickly as possible, so let's move on. I'm pretty sure that based on the clues in this video, you probably expected one to be number one. Purely because funny, number one is the number one, but I'll explain myself in a moment. And while I could talk about unending action she does throughout the series and how they could be seen as scary, I think that one's backstory in Teapot 20 is even scarier. In Teapot 20, it was revealed that one didn't really have much, if any, friends back in the equation playground. And as such, due to being the loneliest number, she takes a hike, which ultimately leads her to discovering the main driving force of this episode, the Yoyolite, a powerful mineral in the BFDI universe with unexplained powers. However, the few powers we have seen are extremely consequential and world-ending. But one doesn't know that yet. And since, I don't think Yoyolite was very much discovered back in, 2008. And after a bit of experimenting with the Yoyolite, playing around with it, she eventually sucks up its power, getting the powers for herself. She eventually decides to tell Free about the Yoyolite so they can both share it together. Like friends. This also eventually leads to Free getting a bit of the Yoyolite's power, and due to Free he being the kind of person that's willing to share. They tell every other algebraian about the Aeolite meteor. This triggered something in one. Something that would ultimately lead to the impending doom of everybody. Free and the other algebraians hid under a tree to hide from the storm. However, after one came back, things turned south quickly. One would kill Free in a fit of rage, turning them into just a bunch of pieces. And while she tried to fix it, ultimately it went south again. As Free's value was corrupted, it no longer being a straight number anymore, and now basically being a shell of their former self. This would ultimately lead to one being trapped in the moon for 14 years, only coming out during 2023. Flash forward to after one escaped from the moon, and ultimately she set her eyes on one single thing. Said thing being revenge. And while the rest of the episode is basically just a recap, I think this episode is telling on the effects that loneliness and envy can have on a person and how it can drag them to absolute insanity. Well, that took longer than I expected. This video was originally meant to be crapped out very quickly in like a week or something. But I ultimately am recording this audio on the 25th of October. So, happy early Halloween, I guess, and goodbye.